Hey there, I'm Patty Lennon, Intuitive Coach. And if you haven't met me before, I am a former type A corporate ringer. And I tell you that simply because we are about to talk about how to communicate with the spirit world, how to talk to your spirit guides, your angels. I get questions on this all the time, and I've decided to answer those questions in a series of videos, this being the first one. And I want you to know, no matter where you are on your journey of communicating with your spirit guides, with your angels, with your loved ones, I promise you, I have been there. Although I'm fluent in the communication with the spirit world at this point in my journey, there was a time where I was completely shut off from that communication for most of my life. And what I'm about to share with you in this video and the videos that are about to come will help you open up to your spirit guides, to your angels, and your loved ones. So we recently asked our community, what are your biggest questions? And we're going to hone in on the questions we got the most on that survey. The first one being, where do I start? So it's interesting because I had a very clear understanding on how to answer that question. Yet when I sat with my spirit team and asked them, okay, what do you want me to start with? They gave me a completely different answer. So I will tell you that one of the biggest questions we get is, can you give me a step-by-step process to work with my spirit guides, my angels, and my loved ones? And the answer is, I can. And that video is coming next, but this is where my team wanted me to start. So it's about making yourself available to the communication. Now, you may think I already am, and you may already be in communication to a certain extent with your team. You want to deepen it. Either way, this training, this little mini training is going to serve you. So the first thing you want to do is create an environment where you can have that communication, where you can receive the communication. What does that mean? Well, our environment can be really congested. It can be really busy. And at this stage in my communication, I can get messages pretty much anywhere. I can be at the busiest conference inside of a train station, and I can still get messages. But that wasn't always the case. And so when you're starting out, and especially if you want exceptionally clear messages, clearing your environment really does help. So what do? Well, the first thing is just clear clutter. Even if you just need to push it away in a closet and create a space that's essentially clear for you, that's the easiest way to do that. There's also many other methodologies that you can use to energetically clear your environment, and you're welcome to do that. And it's certainly helpful, but starting at least with making sure that visually what's around you is clear and comfortable. That includes having a space where you know you're not going to be interrupted, a space where it's going to be quiet. Depending on where you are in your life, with the people in your home or your office, that may be easier or harder to accomplish. But the spirit world wants you to understand that they are there and they are ready to help you. And receiving that communication does require an environment that makes it easier. Okay, so that's number one. The second piece of advice that they have is you pray for assistance. Now, this one kind of surprised me, and I realized, I do this without thinking about it. So just simply asking for archangels, for your team, for your loved one, for your higher power, if you call it God, source, universe, to come in and assist you on making you available to the messages that are there for you. That if you give them permission to help you, they can actually clear some of the static that's getting in the way from you hearing it properly. The next piece of advice is ask for help with what you most desire. Sometimes we don't dig in and feel where our real burning questions are, like where our deep, deep need is. We stay surface, or we try and be, a good student and ask for things of what we might believe are of a higher purpose. Figure out what's really, really holding you up in your gut and ask from that place. There is a deep longing for your spirit team on the side of your spirit team to connect with healing and helping you on your path. And so those places where you hold the most concern and the biggest questions are going to be the places that have the most vibrant connection of communication. So ask from that place. And finally, live as if your answers are on the way. You may not get an instant answer to a question you ask, but walk through your life as if the answers are coming. What does that even mean? Well, really, it's a mental shift. Rather than you walking through thinking, can I hear? Am I missing something? Are they talking to me? Are they there for me? Will they help me? If you shift your mindset to a place of, oh yeah, these answers are definitely coming, what happens is vibrationally, it's a lot easier for those answers to come through. Not because your spirit team is more willing to help you if you act that way, but because your brain gets on board. And if you followed me at all, you know, I'm a big proponent of understanding where the brain gets in the way of our spirit communication, of our intuition. So by changing your mindset, you're actually shifting a gear inside your brain that starts helping you receive those messages rather than fighting it with either cynicism or doubt or questioning. And let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with questioning, are they there? There's nothing wrong with having doubt. Your team does not feel bad that you doubt that they're there. They don't judge you or punish you or hold back helping you. In fact, they're communicating with you all the time. And they understand how challenging it is to be a human on this planet at this time. So don't think you're doing anything wrong by having those emotions, by having those doubts. It's just that the more you can do to actively shut them down, the easier it's going to be for you to receive the communication that is there for you. And I do want to assure you, you don't have to be special. You don't have to be born with special gifts to receive this communication. There was a time on this planet when the vibration was much lower. As even in the 70s and 80s, 1970s and 80s, by the way, depending on how old you are, where the vibration really did limit who could hear these communications. But where we are vibrationally now, we are all able to communicate across the veil. So just know that's available to you and it's completely possible for you. And this should start you on the path. And I would suspect, actually, even as you start to clear your clutter, I see this happen with clients all the time, is they will find little signs, little messages just in clearing the clutter of their environment. So I promise you, exciting stuff is going to happen if you just start to set the stage for it. Now, in our next video, which depending on when you're watching, if you're getting this right when it drops, our next video is going to come a week from now. I am going to walk through the 4 steps to actually create communication with your spirit guides, your angels, and your loved one. So if you're looking for that system, I'll be giving that to you next week. If you're catching this video at some other time and you want to see where these other videos are, because we'll be putting these out on social media, on our website, in email. So depending on where you got it, you can go to pattylennon.com/tapping intuition, and you will see all of the videos there. You'll also see the schedule of release dates. All right. So have a really exciting day for yourself, because I really believe if you start to take action on this stuff, you're going to start to see things move pretty quickly.